Good morning. How are you? Michael Zuber, author of One Rental at a Time. And this is, of course, our Saturday live stream where we review questions from the week. And, hopefully, more importantly, people join and ask questions. I thoroughly enjoy interacting with subscribers and followers of One Rental at a Time. In fact, if you've seen my positive impact score, here is a printout. My positive impact score, which I share every Sunday, 100% relies on you. I'm spending, a couple hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to help folks. And, whether it's a YouTube click or a student doing a deal, I track all of those because I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. So if you are one of my students and you get a deal done, make sure you let me know. Send me a direct message on Instagram, leave a comment below here, or post it in Facebook. Our private Facebook group called One Rental at a Time works. That's what it's there for. Let the entire community celebrate your success. More importantly, if you are one of my students, I think we should start celebrating offers. If you take my course, what are we doing? We're building confidence, we're removing self-doubt, and we're writing good or great offers. But in an environment of low inventory, we're not always going to get them. In fact, it will be difficult. So let's celebrate writing offers. Many people, many new investors struggle to understand the market and to write good offers. So let's start celebrating good offers. So if you are a student of mine, let's get in a habit of posting in the Facebook group. Could just be a little one-liner, hey, made an offer today, or made an offer on a house or a fourplex or an apartment, whatever it happens to be. Let's kick up the energy in the group, and let's just celebrate and let's celebrate everybody moving forward, because of course today's a great day to make some money and be a little bit better than yesterday. So as we get forward, realize that this is for you. I do have a series of I think I got 7 questions today, so I will go through those first. But hopefully by then you will have all had a chance to put it in your questions, and I will go top to bottom. And I'm willing to go a full hour. If we don't fill up the hour, so be it, but realize I am here for you. So as I get started, I want to say hello, good morning to everyone out there. If you are curious about Jimbo, he is right there sleeping. Last night was a good night. We only woke up once, as opposed to the night before where it was 4 or 5 times. I can deal with 1 time. 5 times, that's not good. All right, so let me get my questions over here so I don't look off screen. First off, thank you for getting the hat. Teresa is going to be really happy. This was her creation. She didn't like the other one, so she created this. So first and foremost, I put out a video the other day talking about a Fresno house hack. I got all kinds of questions like, what is a house hack? What are you thinking? What are you doing? So let me talk about this deal. So first off, what is a house hack? A house hack is essentially a way you as an owner, which you should translate to FHA mortgage, 3.5% down, low down payment, all of that. You can get the best rates and the least down because you are living in the unit. You can house hack a house, and many people do. Think live in the master bedroom, rent out the other rooms. Or maybe you live in one of the small rooms and you rent out the master bedroom. But you can also house hack duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes. House hacks only work with residential financing. They do not work in apartments or commercial, which is 5 units and above. So that is what a house hack is. You're essentially having a renter or tenant pay some of, if not all, your mortgage. House hack is a popular Bigger Pockets topic. It is often touted as easy money. I would tell you living with your tenants is not easy. At least it doesn't sound easy to me. But it's a great idea. In fact, Matthew from our Tuesday morning expert series, big proponent of house hacking. He And I agree with them. If that's how you choose to get started, go for it. But I hate any message that makes it easy sound easier than it really is. So I won't go there. So now what am I doing? Well, I picked up a deal that has 3 houses on one lot. Now, normally what I would do, right? I'm a landlord. I would normally remodel one at a time. I would raise rents. I would either keep it or perhaps I put it into my pride of ownership and sell it. The 3 houses, I'll go from memory. And there are actually 2 of them are on my channel, right? I actually might go find the links and show you the videos. They're really nice. So the big house, I think it's 4 bedrooms, 1 bath. It's like 1,400 square feet. It's rented for $1,236. I've already remodeled the medium size because it goes big, medium, small based on square footage. The medium house is a 1 bedroom, 1 bath house. Its own parking, its own driveway. It's a big city lot. It's rented now after a full gut remodel at $900. So I have 2 of the houses that produce $2,100. Now the third house, the small house. I have a tenant in there currently who is playing the COVID game. I did what I would hope you would expect of me, as I was I bent over backwards for them. They've been there. I think I bought this in August. I think it was August. I told them, don't worry about anything. I understand it's difficult finding rentals. I'll give you till January to get out, because I knew I had the other 2 to work on. So I didn't want them to feel any stress, Thanksgiving, Christmas, blah, blah, blah. So I came back to them on the 15th of January, and now they're playing games. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be nice, but I was, and I feel good about it. But now it's time to get them out. So as I'm looking at this third opportunity, it's going to take me 60 or 90 days to get them out. I may do cash for keys. I'm not sure what we're going to do. But as I look at this situation, I'm like, you know what? I could house hack this. I could basically clean up that third house, make it really nice, sell the entire property to somebody that wants to live in the third house as owner occupant, get FHA loan, and then use the $2,100 to pay for the entire mortgage. I've done the rough math, and the entire mortgage will be paid by the tenants in the front 2 units. Now, granted, I'll make a little bit more money because when you house hack, I can get, a couple of extra bucks. But I think I'm going to go that route. So if you're a Fresno real estate agent and watching this, or you know of a Fresno real estate agent, I have a house hack opportunity coming up. I can send you the links to the videos if you want to see it, give you the address, all that good stuff. But in the end, I think house hacking is a need in at least my community and probably yours. So I think this is a strategy for me going forward. I'm going to look to buy multiple properties on lots 4 and below, because once you go to 5, it's different financing. But I'm going to try to buy a lot of those, and I'm going to probably try to sell them off as house hacking. I'm going to give it a shot because I think it fills a need. And in this case, buy a house, live in a house, and have your tenants pay the mortgage. Pretty cool idea. So that is what a house hack is. That is the situation I'm in, and I'm going to give it a shot. I will keep you updated. First step for me is getting the tenant out, which could be another couple of months. Which, again, if I wasn't nice, I could have had them out last year. But good karma. It'll come back to me. Next up, I don't know what it is. I guess all the other YouTube entertainers out there talk about YouTube dollars. So I thought I would cover this very quickly. I did a video on it, I don't know, a month or so ago. I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago. I am not here to chase YouTube dollars. I'm not here to chase, the YouTube algorithm. For example, in December of 2020, my YouTube channel, and I showed you a picture of it in the other video, produced over $3,000 in ad revenue, or I guess it's ad revenue. Yeah, ads. That month was not a fun month for me, because what happened is I got trapped in a topic. And I guess I understand how the other YouTube entertainers got trapped into stimulus. I did a video with Brian Lebo about Vegas crashing or Vegas crumbling or something like that. And for whatever reason, it was the first video of mine that really got sucked up into the machine, and tens of thousands of views, which is abnormal for me in a single day, day after day after day after day. So I looked at that. I'm like, oh, that video got interesting. So lo and behold, I got away from being happy and positive, and I think I did 4 or 5 crash videos in December. All of them took off. All of them. All of them exceeded anything I would normally do. But at the end of the month, I was not happy because that's not who I am. I don't think a crash is coming. I think Vegas is in trouble, no doubt, but I don't think a crash is coming. So I've stopped doing those. And lo and behold, January YouTube revenue was just over $1,000. Totally okay. I'm so much happier. I am not here to chase YouTube ad revenue. So I don't know. Some people may think I'm wrong for that, but that's just where I'm at. I'd much rather be happy at the end of the day. And I am. I'm a lot happier. Next up, I get a lot of questions about new investors and what I think their challenges are. And I think it sort of boils down between overthinking and lack of confidence, kind of all meshed together, right? You've got the interest, you've got the fire, you're frankly spending more time than I require, right? If you're one of my students, it's only 10 or 20 minutes a day. It's focused, it's not shotgun. But yeah, I think it's somewhere between overthinking and lack of confidence. So again, I would tell someone who feels like they are stuck in that, throw all of that away. Get hyper focused. And if you need help with that, the course is here. All my students talk about it all the time. Join the Facebook group, but you got to be a student to do that. Get around other positive people. And let's celebrate moving forward. Writing a good or great offer needs to be celebrated. Taking action. Simply spending 20 hours deep diving real estate, often not helpful. It's focus in 10 to 20 minutes a day. That's what it takes. And I'm living proof. You want to read about the journey? It's right there. One rental at a time. Real estate YouTube entertainers. I don't know what it is about a lot of the entertainers I used to follow. I don't follow them anymore, but they seem to have gotten away from real estate. They've gotten big time now. Now they're, angel investors or economists or stock traders or something. Whatever happened to just talking about real estate? And whatever happened to talking about real estate that the average person can do? Why are we talking about $1 million houses here and there? And that's just not where most of us play. Those don't cash flow. I don't know what it is. I guess the money is enticing, but whatever. I did a video yesterday. It didn't get a lot of views, but in it I talked about self-doubt. So let me hit it again. Self-doubt is real. And even I have self-doubt after 20 years. And it takes practice to realize you're going down that rabbit hole. So again, self-doubt for me happened after year 8. I've talked about it. Left a housewarming party, very emotional. Had to pull over. Actually had to let Olivia drive home. It happens, right? We had a bunch of success, but I had forgotten to look back. Remember the book? I tell you to celebrate the small wins. I made a mistake. I made a huge mistake that could have derailed our journey. After 8 years, we had, I don't know, I'm going to guess 80 units. By all intents, and people would have said we're successful, but I had a moment, a couple of hours where I didn't feel successful. And it's because I didn't celebrate the small wins. Please celebrate the small wins. I'm not telling you to spend gobs of money, but go out to dinner on your first rental. Take a picture, create those touchstones, document it on Facebook, document it wherever you want. I so thoroughly wish I did more of that. It would have made that day less painful because I could have gone back and just looked through my phone and go, oh, cool. Oh yeah, we got that. We got that. We got that. We got that. That was almost a problem. And then of course, probably one of my worst days was a month after being retired at 45. I almost went back to work. Financially free, don't have any big wants, so I'm good. I almost got a job. Man, almost. Like literally, I talked to 5 companies and 3 of them were writing offers. I'm like, yeah, almost got a job. That was a bad day. Find your passion. Do something. That's why this channel exists, because I'm up so freaking early. I might as well help people. And again, I love this positive impact score. This is how I measure my week. How many people am I impacting positively? YouTube views. Every one of you watching, you help get this scale of 1. Book sales. Yes, I believe that book is awesome. Every time you get a book sale, it's 10. Every time you give me a book review. Why is a book review more valuable than a purchase of a book? Because you have to go back and write it. Watching a YouTube view is just me putting content out. But if you go back to Amazon after you read the book and write a review, I count that as 100. That's a big deal for me. Please write Amazon or Audible reviews. Please, please, please. Yes, I have course signups, but realize a free course signup, a $99 sign up to my budgeting and family money, or the $200 real estate course all cost the same. If you want to help goose the course sales and don't want to spend any money, sign up for the free course. It counts as 1,000 for me. Finally, joining the Facebook group. The Facebook group is going to very quickly become the greatest thing I've created. The positive nature, people helping people. If you buy the real estate course, sign up for the course or the Facebook group. That's 10,000. And ultimately, the creme de la creme, the $100,000 scale is when one of my students gets a deal done. I'm trying to generate a score of 500,000 a week. That's my goal. All of these are a way for me to see how we're doing. That's how I measure this. I'm not a YouTube entertainer that's looking at some freaking ad revenue. Yeah, that is going to be something I'm known for in the future, that positive impact score. Very cool. Another one, so 2 more, and then we'll get to your questions. If you have questions, add them. I will scroll to the top and go down in a moment. Had a question the other day after my interview with Stratton Brown about what is really a great goal, right? Because we talked about, hey, if you only had 2 or 3 rentals and an AC goes out, you have a bad month or a bad year, perhaps, if your cash flow is tiny. I really want to answer this 2 ways. First and foremost, I still think the best goal out there for people is 4. I created 4 because that was the lending standard at the time I started talking about it. And near as I can tell, after you do 4 and you choose to go further, the next number is 10. But if you get 4, I give you 100% permission to stop if that's what you want. But if you choose to move forward, your next number is that many. Okay? And then lastly, I did a video yesterday about the 2021 opportunity ahead. I think I published it at 4 o'clock yesterday. Again, not a lot of views. I did a lot of content yesterday. I don't know. Maybe I should spread them out, but I don't want to. But yeah, I think 2021 is going to be that year of opportunity. If you watched my daily financial news this morning, I truly believe the federal government is setting up another housing bubble. They're planting the seeds. But just like last time, the seeds were planted in 97, and they didn't come home to roost until 2007. So don't hear housing bubble and do nothing. Read the book if you want to know what I mean. I would not be sitting here today talking to you if we didn't take action in 2002 or 2001. And then we got out because if you read the book, I'll tell you how, called the Affordability Index. And then again, I think apartments or multifamily will be in stress. So again, buy houses, let rent and appreciation go up. Whenever your market gets unaffordable, 1031 exchange into apartments, or heaven forbid, cash out. It's okay. But there's nothing wrong with keeping cash in the bank, waiting for what you think will be an eventual pop of that bubble. Okay, that's all the topics. Let me throw that away. Now let me scroll. Hey, what's going on? Why can't I scroll? trying to use my touch screen. It's not working. Hey, Dan, how are you? Nathan, how are you? Dan, here we go. With interest rates at all-time low, I've been able to lock in all my properties. Oh my God. Geez, wow, that's awesome. When you have low interest rate 30-year loan, interest rates part one. And you don't want to cash out refi in the future and lose the great interest rates. Be the only option. Is there any real incentive paying off such low interest rate loans at 30 years? So Dan, yeah, this is going to be your question, Dan, is actually going to be something we have to think about. I think I did a video with Jonathan Twanley on Thursday talking about interest rate risk, because we have been since the 80s on a interest rate decline. Could they go lower? Sure, but at some point, there's not much left, right? There will be years ahead, if not decades ahead, where interest rates come off the trough. And that's going to impact lots of people. First off, as I talked with Jonathan, it's going to impact values of multifamily. Cap rates have to go up, values will come down. Next, it will impact owner-occupied people, because what they're going to see is, hey, for example, my house, I've been in my house for 10 years. I have a 2.3% mortgage, owner-occupied, got a bunch of equity, but I don't want to buy a next house because it'll be in the 4s. This interest rate is going to eventually freeze some owners from moving. So you realize your question also has an impact on owners. Now, investors, yes, you are going to have choices. And I think you're going to be right, Dan. The most obvious answer is going to be HELOCs. You could also do seconds. But at the end of the day, you could also sell 1031 exchange. It's going to be all about the math. Realize that while a 2.375 interest rate is awesome, just awesome, you can still make money with a 6% interest. You just got to do the math. The first loans we got were like 6 3/8 to, I think, 6 5/8. So it can happen. Interest rates with a 2 on it are just amazing. But yeah, just do the math. I think a HELOC is going to be the answer for most of us. I think your intuition is right on. Hello, Desbro. How are you? Hey, Jeffrey. Yes, puppy sleeping. That puppy looks like my puppy almost. That's a nice, I don't know what you call that. Image, GIF, I don't know, whatever. Nathan, yep, Jimbo sleeping right here. Hey, buddy. I already did that. You spoke yesterday on your financial news about Austin being next boomtown. You mentioned that homeowners and investors should watch out. Why do you feel that's the way? I live in Austin, part one. Well, so first off, I was repeating what Elon Musk said. I want to make sure credit for my topic yesterday goes to the person who said it. Elon Musk said Austin could be the boomtown for the next 50 years. So I was parroting his words. As a real estate investor, my comments after that were basically about property taxes. Having looked at Austin a decade ago, at least currently, property taxes are reset every year if you are not an owner, right? If you're an investor. And I know several individuals who are now have alligators. If you don't know what an alligator is, read that book, Negative Cash Flow, because of property taxes. Rents are not going up fast enough to make up for property tax increases. So owners are being forced to eat negative cash flow. So if Austin is the next boom town, what will happen? Well, prices will rise fast. Property taxes will rise fast. And you could eat negative cash flow. Yeah, you could be balance sheet rich, net worth rich, but income statement poor. I don't like owning negative cash flow. If you don't, I had one once when I did a cash out refi too large, again in the book. But yeah, I guess that's the danger for Austin is just how painful property tax adjustments could be every year. Morning, Tamika, how are you? Hey, Jeffrey, FYI, I knew a couple who buy foreclosures for primary residence, fix it up, and then sell 2 years for tax-free capital gains, rinse and repeat. Yes. I actually, Olivia and I ran into a couple, I think it was 8 years ago. might have been 9 on a European cruise. Olivia and I like to cruise, or at least we used to like to cruise. That's what they did. Every 2 years, they would buy a dump, sometimes a foreclosure, just sometimes a dump. They would spend 2 years fixing it up, and then they would sell. And if you don't know what Jeffrey or Ultimate Bargains is talking about, currently in the tax code, every individual can get a $250,000 tax-free gain on their primary house, or $500K tax-free gain on primary residence. One of the beauty loopholes in real estate for owner occupants. And again, it's used to be you can only do it once, but now you can do it every 2 years. So I know of at least one family, and I'm sure there's dozens out there that do that rinse and repeat. You do need to be in obviously a high appreciating market. So California, New York get a lion's share of those, maybe Florida. But yeah, it's a great way to go. Own property here. So this must be Austin again. Dan has more of an SF 90s feel where property values keep screaming up for quite a while. We have huge demand, a very short supply, A+ investment. What am I missing? Again, Dan, that's balance sheet risk, appreciation. Awesome. If you're comfortable with having negative cash flow and you could afford it, go for it. I mean, it's great. It's wonderful. Everybody likes to see their houses go up 20%. I don't like to pay for any of my properties. So again, my risk is, properties go up 20%, so does property taxes. But if rent goes up 5%, that's the problem. Now, it won't be every property, but it will be some properties. So yes, I don't have appreciation in any of my spreadsheets. I don't care. I know it happens. I celebrate when I sell or exchange, but I don't count it. It's not part of any of my equations. Despero. Mike, let's say affordability index gets to your sweet spot and you want to sell everything, but apartments are still overpriced and 1031ing won't make sense. What do? I sell and keep the cash. I fundamentally believe real estate has cycles. I believe there can be gaps where the cycles don't jive. But I have 20 years of history and believe in the affordability index so much that I will sit on cash for years if I have to. It's okay. Cash is an opportunity on the future. I'm not going to sit on cash for decades, to be clear. I'll just sit on cash. I mean, that's a great question. I'm comfortable sitting on cash. Some people aren't. They're like, burns a hole in their pocket and they'll do something silly with it. I'll just spread it out over dozens of accounts and won't even think about it. That's what I'll do. And to be clear, I look forward to that problem. It would be a great problem to have because I'll be waiting for the inevitable crash because I know it would be coming. Hey, Ty, great content. Thank you very much. I try. Every day I try. Every video I try. I really do. Tamika, question. Were you and Olivia co-borrows on all mortgages early on, and did that change as you purchased more rentals? No, I don't think we did any co-borrowing. We did onesie, like every other, right out of the gate until we got to, I think it was 10. Then in 2000, when we started buying private money, we started putting both our names on it. We wanted people to feel more secure with both of us on the loan. But Olivia and I, in apartments. So residential, the first 5 years, I bought, she bought, I bought, she bought, I bought, she bought. Private money in 2010 together, and every commercial loan were together. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. So yeah, I think that's an answer to your question. Yep. FYI, I use ad blocks plus. The ads on YouTube are intellectually insulting. I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix that. That's funny. That's so funny. Sean, I have the same question as everyone. Affordability goes to 20 and you want to sell. Do you sit on cash? So my preference, just to put a pin in this, Sean, is to 1031 exchange. I believe we will be at a time where houses are screaming higher. Again, when houses are screaming higher, people come out of multifamily. So apartments are having rent drops, bad debt, vacancies. That usually wears on owners. So my preference will be to what we did in the book where we went from 8 to 80, except this time we'll go from 50 to 500 or whatever the ratio is. But if we can't, I won't do a bad 1031. I certainly would prefer it. I would prefer it cubed or infinity, but I won't have to do it. I am comfortable taking the cash if that's what the situation says. Real estate entertainers can't find good deals, so they are doing something else. Well, yeah, that's it's just it's fun. Oh, how did you go about choosing a zip code to invest in? EJ, that's a great question. Again, EJ, if you don't know my story, I knew nothing about Fresno. We literally pulled out a California map and started drawing circles. Fresno made sense. It was big enough. It was 500,000 people. It made sense. 100 grand rents for 1,000. So what we did is we spent about less than 2 hours probably. I think we spent less than 2 hours honing in on 93703 in early 2000. We learned that was bread and butter homes. It wasn't where the new construction was, but it was where new constructions were in the 80s. So we were buying homes that were 20 years old or 25 years old. And they were one story predominantly. So that's what we did. And then we did not question ourselves for 5 years. We generally don't overthink. We get a question, we answer, we move forward. So that's what we did. And it worked out. We stayed focused. If you're in my course, don't go nuts. Focus is your friend. Nathan, thinking about joining my group. So you need to buy the course called How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. That's kind of the ticket to admission. Then after that, the Facebook group is free. So you can buy the course. There's a link in the description of any of my videos, or you can go to onerentalatatime.com. The course again is called How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. Buy the course step one. It's $199, so there's no confusion. And then ask to join the Facebook group called One Rental at a Time Works. I am the only person that does this. I will validate your purchase. I get 50 plus people asking to join a week. Most get declined because they don't have the ticket to admission. And again, if you join, you'll get counted as 1,000 for the course sign up and then 10,000 for joining the community. So thank you for that. How do you set up your bank accounts? Do you have separate account per property or one main account? I have accounts separate by LLCs, and in California, it's traditionally not. It's cost prohibitive to do it by property, so we spread it out over risks, our risks. So yes, I don't have a main account. We have I guess a personal account, but that I wouldn't call that. I think you're asking about real estate account. No, every property or entity is standalone. We don't like to see one side fail and the other move forward. Everybody's got to stand alone. That's why kind of earlier, I don't like the whole, hey, let these ones appreciate and be negative and these ones are positive and everybody, because it's break even. I think that's dangerous thinking. Mike, when the hell are you going to get out of California? Have you and Olivia ever thought about it, coming from someone who lives in California? I have no reason to leave California. I've been here 50 years. The tax rate here is crazy, but I'm a real estate professional and I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in depreciation every year. I pay that much in taxes. Nah, not that much. I pay that much in taxes. I don't know. I pay less than 10 grand. I don't pay a lot in taxes because of real estate. Why would I leave? I bought my house in 99. I'm good. I pay nothing in state tax. I don't really pay much in federal. I got no reason to leave. Yeah. My if I was in charge, and let's be clear, in my house, Olivia is in charge. I'm not afraid to say that. But my dream life, I would have 3 condos around the world. I would have one where I'm sitting right now. I would have one in somewhere in Asia, and probably one in South America. Yeah, I'd probably avoid Europe. I'm not a big fan of Europe. Would I go to Europe? Nah, I wouldn't go to Europe. It would be somewhere in Asia, somewhere in South America, and here. And I would just chase warm weather. That's my ideal life if somebody ever wanted to know. 3 condos, and believe me, I wouldn't rent them out. No chance. I don't like people. I don't like people touching my stuff. So that would be my dream life. But unfortunately, that's not Olivia's dream life. She's a homebody, so we're not going anywhere. Hey, Alan, good morning. How are you? Do you think San Antonio, Texas, Cape Florida areas? I just bought your book and I'm excited. Again, if you know me, I don't talk about other markets that I don't know. I would tell you, you have 2 markets that have 0 state tax. I would tell you, you have 2 markets probably with high growth. But yeah, do your work, do the homework, figure it out. I actually don't know which of those would have higher yield. I don't know. But I look forward to you telling me in a couple weeks or months. I don't like to pay for any of my properties. Yep, Michael Zuber. Sean, you got it. If you don't do a 1031 exchange, do you pay taxes on the gains? I could. I don't. Again, I buy a lot of real estate. I can use accelerators to hide gains, but I'm not afraid of taxes. I don't let taxes drive any of my decisions. If I had to pay 20% or 15% or shoot 35% on a gain, I'm not going to do a bad deal because of taxes. I don't let taxes drive any of my decisions, or many of my decisions. How long does your make ready process take after buying a single family house? I just bought my first rental. It's still not done subbing out the work after 2 months. James, that's hard to say because I don't know how bad the process is. If it's carpet and paint, meaning we're not gutting kitchen and bath, 2 weeks is decent, and it's just juggling resources. But yeah, I mean, if you're gutting the kitchen and the bath, it could take months. If you got to get permitting for electrical and all of that, it could take months. I think I just did a full-on remodel, meaning new roof, new windows, new wiring, new plumbing. I think it took 4 months. Most of that is waiting for the city. Oh, waiting for the city. But yeah, it could take time. It can. Hey, Carlos, how are you? Oh, Joey, that is a great question. Joey, yes. Question is, have you had to distance yourself from many friends, family who shed nothing but negativity? I find myself having a difficult time with friends who think real estate is impossible or I'm just lucky. Oh, you want to piss me off? Call me lucky. Oh, I have lit people up in family gatherings. Family gatherings when somebody have called me lucky. Yeah, don't do that. That's not good. But yeah, I shed friends all the time. I wouldn't call them friends. I'd call them acquaintances. But the circle, Joey, the 5 people that I would have said were my closest friends in 2001 were no longer in my circle by 2006. The people in my circle in 2006, only one of them is probably in my circle today. So it changes as you grow. It changes as they grow. 20 years, it's hard. But you gotta watch the 6 inches between your ears. I had a conversation with Ty yesterday about the real estate between your ears and self-talk and self-doubt. It's important to listen to. So yeah, I've had to shed many friends and acquaintances, and don't ever call me lucky. Oh, that one pisses me off. Alan, you got it. Patty, how come you and Olivia held loans separately? We just wanted to get more properties. We could get 10 together, or we could get 10 separately. That's what we chose to do. It's just a financial choice. Husband and wife can do them together, or you could get one as the husband, one as the wife, one as the husband, one as the wife. It was a way for us to potentially get 10 cheap loans, or 20, excuse me, 10 cheap loans each, or 20 total. Even back in the early 2000s, it provided opportunity for that. So that's why we could buy more stuff with cheaper loans. All right, I think I got them all. What other questions, if any? Oh, we got some more. Here we go. Just received the closed letter on property number 2. Yay! Closed letter question. Is there a way to shorten the amount of time it takes from loan app to receiving the keys to your new purchase? That would be a question between you. I don't know if you're going through a bank or a broker, right? A mortgage broker or a bank. If you're going direct to a bank, I would probably ask them. There's probably some checks and balances they could get done early, like two months of bank statements and all of that, and 2 months of paychecks. Mortgage broker, probably not. It's just it takes a while. I did just a rate and term refi, 4 months. It's COVID's getting in the way. All the appraisals are getting in the way. 4 months, rate and term, no cash out. 4 months. Crazy. Just the environment we're in, unfortunately. John, you mentioned the single-family dwellings conservatively financed is the way to go. Why is that better than BRRRR if you can pay cash for the entire BRRRR project? Well, you got to remember, John, not everybody can do BRRRR. Not everybody invests in their area. BRRRR is a sexy topic often talked about by bigger pockets. It is made to seem easier than it is. I have interviewed dozens of people who got busted in a BRRRR. The cash out process of a BRRRR is not as easy as a purchase. Right? They're more conservative. But if you have the cash and the time and the resources, BRRRR is awesome. Unfortunately, it is not nearly as easy as the books and videos say. I have done dozens of BRRRR projects all the way back to 2010. I was writing about BRRRR projects in 2010 on Bigger Pockets. You can go back and look me up on Bigger Pockets. I don't go there anymore because I think they're just a marketing machine at this point. But I wrote for Bigger Pockets. I was a featured blogger on Bigger Pockets. I presented at the event in Denver way back when, the first one. I was there when Josh Dorkin, I was there before, I was writing on Bigger Pockets before Brandon showed up. Brandon showed up and brought stupid rules and regulations to bloggers, and I left because I was like, dude, I have a job. What the hell are you doing? So yeah, Brandon Turner is the reason I left Bigger Pockets. Yeah. I don't know why I went down that rant, but he annoys me. We say we own them together, Patty. No, I mean, she's on the deed solely on 10. I'm on the deed for 10, but realize we're in California, right? So, we can take, so I like to say we own 20, but in reality, she's got 10, I've got 10. But again, we own lots of stuff together at this point. California LLCs cost $800 a year, even if you do nothing. So if you have 8 properties and you have 8 LLCs, you spend $6,400 for the sheer joy of having a California LLC or 8 California LLCs. Okay. Yep. That they can still record deeds in both names. Yep. They can. They don't have to, but they can. Yep. Better Homes Rental. The first answer is I'm not doing anything. I pay a property manager, right? I don't self-manage. So my property managers have set up new cleaning procedures and the like. All cleaning and what now is done vacant when the property is vacant. If it's tenant occupied, we ask them to leave. But again, I want to be clear. I've had a property manager since day one. So when COVID hit, I'm not responsible for the new process and procedures. I'm not responsible for new cleaning processes. I'm not responsible for this or that. My property manager is. So those headaches I don't deal with. And I'm sure there are many. Very, very cool, folks. So it looks like I got through all the questions again. You can count on this next week at 8 a.m. Saturday. I'm going to take a little break, probably take Jimbo outside, and I will talk to my students at 9 o'clock. Bye-bye.